I created Species Nutrition with one mission in mind: to provide bodybuilders and serious athletes with no-nonsense supplements that work. I put my name and reputation on every bottle of Species Nutrition products. If you want to be your absolute best, join the evolution. Welcome back to Muscle in the Morning. I'm Dave Palumbo, and today is Thursday, March 23rd, 2023. And let's find out what's going on in the world of bodybuilding and fitness. If you're an Andrew Jack fan, you have to be happy with what you're seeing right now, because it doesn't look like your guy has missed a beat since his short reset after the Arnold Classic. Samson Dowda was obviously the biggest winner of that weekend, and even though Andrew may not have gone home with the title, what he did there went a long way towards reinforcing some of the narratives that we heard heading into the season about him being a legitimate threat to challenge for the Olympia title this year. Now, with that being said, he's still got a long way to go and a couple of major obstacles to clear before we can say that he's a clear #1 threat. But the groundwork has been laid, which means there will be a lot of eyeballs on him in November, because people will be expecting him to take another big step. When I mentioned Andrew having to clear a few major obstacles a minute ago, when I was planning that segment out, in my head, Derek Lunsford was the person who immediately came to mind, because before anyone can even think about getting to Hadi Choopan, they're going to have to go through him first, which isn't exactly a walk in the park. Right now, the stuff we're seeing from him, for a lack of a better word, is completely ridiculous, because we haven't seen a high-level guy explode in size like this right in front of our eyes for a very long time. And because we don't necessarily have a precedent for this, I'm not sure if anyone can predict how high his ceiling is, which makes these next few months even more interesting as we get to see this whole thing unfold. He's the biggest hurdle and the biggest unknown all at the same time. Watching what happens with him between now and November is going to be one of the most interesting subplots of the entire season. Aside from what we have going on with Andrew and Derek, there's probably something to be said for lumping Michael Krizo into the big unknown category too, because there's a strong contingent of people out there who believe that he's going to have a much bigger impact on the season than others are anticipating. And when you take into consideration that he had a compressed contest season in 22, along with the fact that he'll have a full off season to improve and chart out a plan of attack, it's easy to see why there's so much optimism from his camp. If he improved his conditioning, there's a chance that we can see him deliver a freak factor on stage that only a handful of guys in the world are capable of bringing. And if we get to see that version of him at some point this season, I can only begin to imagine some of the buzz that will generate as we head into Olympia weekend. And our final update of the day comes to you from the man himself, two-time Olympia champ, Big Ramy, who went on the record a few days ago to tell everyone who's been throwing dirt on his career since the Arnold Classic that they might as well go ahead and put their shovels away, because he's not planning to go anywhere for the time being. Now, regardless of how you feel about what direction Ramy is heading at the moment in his career, the truth of the matter is that he's still one of the best bodybuilders on the planet. And when he's completely dialed in, he's still capable of putting together a look that's capable of contending for a title. So if he puts together a solid stretch of training over the next few months, being in the mix to compete for a top 3 spot is absolutely on the table. And that does it for yet another edition of Muscle in the Morning. I'm Dave Palumbo, reminding you to always be true to your passions, and make sure to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.